welcome to the Crow's Corner podcast. I'm your host, Shar.
Hi, I'm Miley.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Fo.
Hi, it's Nell.
Hi, I'm Anna.
Hi, I'm Nanny.
And in today's episode, we will be discussing The Secret History by Donna Tartt and dedicating it to Shadow and Bone actor Freddie Carter. Please be aware, this episode contains The Secret History spoilers of Book 1 and some Shadow and Bone spoilers. So guys, tell me, who are your most favorite characters from The Secret History so far?
Francis.
Francis? Who else? Come on, give me characters. Tell me your least favorite characters then.
Bunny.
So true.
He's just so mean. Like, there's no reason this man has to be so mean and against like everything in the world. Like, oh my god, he just like, I don't know. I just don't like him. He rubs me the wrong way.
He has a lot of negative energy about him.
He does.
I completely agree.
That's probably the reason he died, right?
True. Coma.
Is it me, or is Secret History very much alike Dead Poet Society? With the things they interact with, like with their classes, their friend groups. What do you guys?
I saw it as like Dead Poet Society and Marauders kind of mixed in a way. That's how I saw it.
But yeah, that's exactly how I saw it.
I feel like it's also like we need to separate it from the two because it is its own story. It just has that sort of dark academia vibe to it, like the boarding school and the group of friends that get into trouble.
I truly love Donna's writing. I think she has a way of just capturing the reader's attention. What did you think? Do you think the writing was easy, like for it to attain your attention, or are you more so, nah, it wasn't my thing?
I really enjoy her writing. I also read The Goldfinch a couple of years ago, and I loved that story, so I was very excited to read this one as well. The writing is a little bit different because The Goldfinch was released a lot later than The Secret History, but so like her writing has improved, but it's also like you can tell it's the same author.
Oh yes,
it's really good too.
I actually like Donna's writing, and I saw the movie on cinemas, The Goldfinch, and I think that she has really an interesting style, and like her writing is really, it has its own character, and you can see herself through her books.
So for most of us, since we have completed book 1, what do you hope to see in book 2? Or basically, if there's something you saw that you didn't like, what would you hope that if you were to write the story, what would you basically remove from it?
What I most liked about book 1, and I think I'm a bit advanced than most of you because I'm already on page 400. I didn't wait for anyone. I'm so sorry. Because I'm curious. I was curious about Bunny's murder. It isn't a spoiler, okay? It is in the first page. So I was really curious about it. So I started reading like what's gonna happen next. And I'm not gonna say because it's gonna be a spoiler. But anyway, I'm excited to see what book 2 will bring to us after his death.
Book 1 basically just like ended with like the confrontation of like Bunny just being there and then Henry walking up to him. So I'm like, what did Henry do? Like literally the last like shot is just Henry walking into Bunny. So I'm like, what happened? I want to know. I held myself. I have not read at all like further past that, but I just want to know like what's going to happen with that because they were planning right then and there to kill Bunny, but Bunny was there. So I'm like, did Bunny heal all this? Like, what happened? I want to know what happens with that scene and where it takes him because we still have so much of the book left. So I'm curious, like, what's the rest of this that's going to go on? Like, is Bunny? Because I know Bunny dies. Does he die through this? Does he die through a different way? That kind of thing.
I think that does translate really well to television. Like episode.
I agree.
So many people basically say that Richard is a very unreliable and messy narrator. What do you guys think about that? Do you think this could actually be made into a film?
I think he's very unreliable because he's like in a mode of these guys, so of their other kids. So I think like he wants to believe they're the best people ever. So yeah, I think there's some of it on the way he tells the story.
I don't like Richard, to be honest. I think he's completely irrelevant. Not irrelevant because he's the teacher, so he's not irrelevant, but he's boring. And I think the others have a much bigger part in this than him, like Henry.
Yeah, I agree with you on this one. I think that even though he's the narrator, he's like a pretty neutral, like gray character. But I don't know. I quite like his personality.
I think that Richard is definitely a very unreliable narrator. I think he kind of reminds me of Nick Carraway in that way, where he's so like, what's the right word? Like infatuated with the other characters, like the same way that Nick Carraway was just like in awe of Jay Gatsby.
I can see the bad in him.
Yeah, there's like Nick didn't see all the bad things that Gatsby was doing the same way that Richard just like refuses to see the bad things in the other characters.
I completely agree. And since we're on the topic of film adaptations, do you think Freddie Carter would be an amazing director for The Secret History?
Of course.
100%. Yeah, because like I can totally see him like well developing out the characters because he did such a good job with Kaz. And like any other character he's played that I've seen, he just like he's able to like flush them out really nicely. So I feel like something with this, we have like the unreliable narrator. He can still flush out these characters with what he's given. So I totally think he'll be able to knock out of the water and do an amazing job with it.
I think that as a reader, he would do an amazing job, just because he knows about the characters and stuff, and like he has so he has a certain way to picture them. I think Sar talked about it on the meet and greet today. Shar, did he mention anything about certain characterizations of his?
Okay, so he mentioned The Secret History 3 times. This man with his whole chest answered it 3 times. I was like, okay, so he really loves it. But he didn't mention anything about like his favorite characters. He just mentioned that he loves it so much and he would definitely love to be a director for it.
Well, he's lucky we're doing an episode based.
Yep. Freddie, if you're watching or listening to this is your sign to go ask Donna to be in her book.
Come through.
Exactly.
Do you guys think it would be better as a film or as a series? I personally think series.
I think series. The book is very large and there's a lot that happens. I don't think it'll be captured like all of it into one film. So I think as a series and it's broken down into multiple episodes, it'd be much easier to capture rather than as one whole film.
I always don't like film adaptations. I really prefer shows because you can't really tell the story in a matter of 2 and 2.5 hours. So this is why I would rather prefer so.
I'm really happy that in the film and television industry, people are leaning more towards adapting books into shows now instead of the films, because people are unhappy that they cut so much out of them. Like in the Harry Potter movies, for example, they cut so much out of the 5th movie. Like that's the longest book, but it's the shortest.
That's what
movie.
I wanted to mention.
It shouldn't be the shortest movie, but they felt like they had to cut all that out because it didn't make sense for the time limit that they have for a film. And with a book like this, you need all of that detail to really understand the characters and understand the story.
Yeah, I think that Harry Potter really had a drawback in the movies because especially in Order of the Phoenix and Half-Blood Prince, there were a lot of stuff missing out. Like if you only saw the movies and you wanted to talk about it, you wouldn't understand at least half of it. So I really like that people on the filming industry are understanding and they know that we need more time to see it on screen.
Since we are on the topic of basically Freddie being a director, let's picture this scenario. He's not a director, he's an actor and he's casted in The Secret History. Which character do you think he will play and why?
I can see him as Henry.
Yeah.
Or Charles.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that too. I don't know how, I just can.
Exactly. I think it's a Casbreaker thing. I don't know, it just fits him.
But also, I think that he might lean towards casting people that are a little bit younger than him, because he'd probably be the type of person to want to cast like people with accurate ages to the story. So maybe he'd play more of a minor character and then just direct more, because that would give him more time to be a good director and not have to worry about working
You
on
could play Julian,
character.
the professor.
Yeah, wait, isn't that the teacher, right?
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
isn't the teacher? Yeah, he could do that.
Shall we move on to fan questions? Awesome. Let's go. Question 1. What was your initial opinion on Bunny? Did it change over time?
At first, I really liked him. I thought he was like this charming boy, and I was actually sad when I found out that he was the one who died. But then eventually, when I got to meet him, like when I saw that he was blackmailing everyone and that he took money out of everyone, it turned more annoying than anything. So yeah, it did change. I loved him. Well, maybe not loved him, but I really liked him at first, and then I ended up hating him.
Yes, I completely agree. At first, I was like, okay, I think he has like a story, like he's very misunderstood. But then, as you mentioned, that he started blackmailing people and started doing all these cruel things towards people like he cares for. I'm just like, yeah, I don't think this is the character to stand for.
Yeah, I second that.
Emily joining us.
Hi, Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Right,
They're
look at
together.
that.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Icons. Oh my god, you guys met. That's so cute.
For context, for anyone who's just listening, so Sophia and I finally got to meet. So we're right now doing the podcast in person with each other.
Very exciting.
I literally can't believe you're right next to each other. Oh my god.
We're very excited about them.
The question
We were talking about
what is your
Bunny.
initial opinion on Bunny, and did it change over time?
Oh, yeah. At the beginning, I was like, I think he's nice. And then, like, page 200 or something, he started to be like a real. And I just wanted them to kill him already. I'm sorry.
Good thing he's dead.
Exactly.
Next question. Would you be a part of Richard's friend group? Why or why not?
No, I don't want to be in like the like sense of like I don't want to get caught up in their motive. Like I'm sorry, those kids do sketchy things. My grade 2 self could never. So yeah, I'd say no. There's be type of people who I avoid.
I feel like I would like want to be in the group, but they wouldn't let me in. Like I'd be the person that's like, but can I please join you? And then they're like, no, because they're so close. And then I'd I'd be like, okay. So I wouldn't know what really is going on there. I just know that they're a friend group that's together all the time.
Oh my god, it's like Dead Poet Society.
Yeah, that was what I'm gonna say. So I would like to be in the friend group, but I would feel left out a bit. Like if I came in the middle of it, they are already like brothers and like they're like a family. So I would be the awkward friend that they don't want to leave out, but still aren't really close. So I would do my own thing.
If it hasn't been disclosed yet, what do you think Bunny's cause of death was, and who do you think did it?
Probably Henry was the one who did it. That's my bet.
I
feel that
agree.
too. I feel that too.
I'm
But-
feeling like Henry did it because Bunny was blackmailing everyone, but I don't know. Just me thinking that.
So I'm going to move on to the last question, and we can wrap the secret history up and move on to Shadow and Bone. How do you think the book is going to end?
I think that the last part of it might be Bunny's death. Even though, or like them getting the consequences of Bunny's death. Because otherwise, I don't know how they move on from that. I think coming full circle, like starting the book talking about it and ending it talking about it would probably be the best option. in my opinion.
Yeah, honestly, I think there's going to be a tragic death, and somehow something is going to separate all of them. I might be wrong, but that's what I feel. I feel like they're all just going to drift apart and be like, okay, this is something we're never going to revisit or talk about again. It's going to become like basically traumatic in a sense for them. I don't know. That's what I feel. What do you think?
I feel it can be like in the future. So like the book ends with like 10 years in the future kind of deal. Like when those like movies, and then you see them, I don't know, like they get to see each other like across the street or something like that. Some cinematic scene such as that. And just kind of just like shared look of like, we know what happened. We won't speak of it, but we share that.
I agree with Miley on this one. I was thinking about a reunion, like a parallel thingy.
That's the end of our secret history. And once we are book 2 done, then we can elaborate more and talk about it. Shadow and Bone on Twitter, it's been full on raging war as people have been discussing whether Robert Wilde is our Nikolai Lanza.
Yes, please, yes. I'm here for it. He literally looks exactly like him.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, most of the Nikolai castings I've been fine with. So like if Robert ends up being like Nikolai, I won't mind. The one thing I kind of did wish was that Twitter was like, I think some people were really tied to one of the fan castings. A lot of them I think were Evan Roderick ones. I love Evan Roderick. He'd be perfect as Nikolai too. But I think because of that, like people tried to find flaws in Robert. I'm not going to speak for on anyone's behalf, but I just think some people were really quick to call him like an a-hole or stuff like that because of the video that I saw circling around. I wanted to check for myself because I absolutely love Nikolai's character, and I didn't want him to be played by an actor who is going to be rude. So I did my own research into it, and I found out that video is actually just him acting. That's a video that he did, I don't know with who, but it was him acting, and that wasn't actually how he acts in real life. Hopefully, of course. But he seems like a nice guy. So yeah, I just wish people who wouldn't like speak before doing the research kind of deal for any of the castings, and that that fans are nice to whoever's casted as Nikolai, as long as the actors are problematic. But yeah, just like be kind to whoever is casted, because the character is not going to be easy to play. Nikolai's a complex character, but hopefully the actor does him justice.
I mean, there's no unproblematic person on this planet, so I feel like he has such a very wild charm and funny side to him that I think he would do Nikolai justice.
I agree, and I think Twitter cancel people like really easy and really fast, and people shouldn't do that. They should do their research first, and people make mistakes.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Twitter is really a toxic app, and they're really quick to judge. The other day, Alora put on a tweet, and she said she wanted to shoot Freddie Carter. Like, she meant photographing, okay? But everyone was just so quick to judge her. Props to Alora. I don't know. I mean, I'm really wanting to see what Netflix says, because I really don't trust them. So, Netflix, please tell us who it is.
I just know that no matter who they cast, there's gonna be like some like Twitter war over it. Like, is he a good cast? Or maybe she. I would love to see a female Nikolai or Wylan. No, not Wylan, because I need my gay babies.
Maybe because of like his stupid face, I need that.
Yes.
And no, not just goals thing. We need that line too.
Yeah.
I just hope people don't attack the actor until we actually see them play the character. Because I'm not going to judge the actor until I actually see him play Nikolai. And if he does justice to the character, great. I am not going to mind. If he doesn't, or she doesn't, well, I'm just going to say silent.
Don't want them to be judged before we see their, I don't know, skills. Because I don't know, people are really quick to judge. I always said before, because I've witnessed it live after the first episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Everyone was so quick to attack the person who played the substitute of Captain America.
John Walker.
I really don't want anyone to be judged until we know it's for a reason.
Like people definitely need to learn how to separate the characters from the actors. The guy playing John Walker was just playing a part. He's not like that in real life. He's just doing his job.
Like, have you not met Ben Bones? I don't think Ben Bones is going to manipulate a girl or go and kill a bunch of people last I checked. Ben is a very sweet man. So yeah, people really just need to separate actor from character and just not combine the two because that's messy.
Do you want to discuss probably today's meeting with Freddie?
All of those people are so lucky.
I think I'm lucky because I got to meet Sophia today. So I say I'm the lucky
Yes.
one.
She is.
Oh, you guys are adorable.
Char, how was it for you meeting Freddie?
So, oh my God, mind blowing.
Did he remember you?
I didn't get a chance to talk to him because he wouldn't let any of us talk to him. But I think experience-wise, it was really amazing as he spilled a lot of tea. And something that shocked me the most that he said is that he doesn't know what Percy Jackson is. One of the co-hosts asked him, he's like, who would win in a fight? Percy Jackson or Cas Brecker? And he's like, I don't know who Percy Jackson, I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar with the books or films, but I think Cas Brecker would win. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. Like literally, it's like talk about the most in the book community.
He's not that old.
I know. He's a millennial.
No,
Millennial.
he's okay to not know, but still it's like common knowledge.
He's so oblivious.
Well, I mean, I
Aw.
didn't know who Percy
No.
Jackson was until last year, so
No,
Yeah.
I've always known about Percy Jackson when I got into book series like Harry Potter, Percy Jackson. They're two things, okay? But it's really adorable of him to not know. I don't know. It's just fun.
Not in my meet and greet, but in someone else's. He mentioned how he really wants to do the Knish bathroom scene. And I'm fangirling over that. I'm like, oh my God, I have to see that.
I will die when that happens.
No, because like whenever he like recoils after touching her, like I will start crying.
So do we have any Marvel fans here?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So I'm coming through for you guys. Freddie, yeah, somebody asked Freddie what his favorite Marvel film is, and he said it's Ant-Man.
As you should.
Oh man.
Facts.
Oh, basically, I just
It's
love.
not Thor Ragnarok. What is this?
Josh, hey, no Scott Lang slander.
I love
It
it.
is such a good movie. Oh my God, I'm
So underrated.
Yes, facts.
No, I love Thor Ragnarok. It's just so funny. I like Captain America, but not the first Avenger, the Winter Soldier, Doctor Strange. I like, okay, even though it's super, super, super sad, I loved Endgame because I got to see it on the cinemas.
hold on.
That's so
Miley,
cute.
Miley, did you
Wow.
like Endgame?
I mean, as a movie, it was good, but the pain is not worth it. So I will not watch that movie on a repeat.
No, I agree with you, but like it was the only Marvel film I got to experience on the theaters and like remember. I don't know, I just really love it.
Whenever everybody started showing up at the last battle and like everybody stood up and clapped, that is like probably top 15 highlights of my life. Like the
I get-
feeling that I felt there, that was amazing.
The whole cinema went silent. I got little goosebumps, like my hair was up. I will never forget it. It was phenomenal.
I don't like Endgame. As a Loki stan,
Right.
I was like, he
Right.
has to show up in this movie.
Infinity War hurt for me because I was like,
Same.
oh, Loki's gonna be fine. He's a god.
Yeah,
And he
he's gonna
dies.
be fine.
You know, something interesting that Freddie mentioned today is that if he could play any Shadow and Bone character, he would choose to play the Darkling. Are we?
Yes.
Are we against it?
No, I'm really interested.
Yes,
in
I'm
this
very
series.
much against that.
No, I saw also that Netflix after party thing he did. He said that I would like to play the Darkling just because it looked great in black. I mean, yeah, I agree, but Ben Barnes really has a special place in my heart.
Simon also said that he wanted to play the Darkling if he could play a different character. I think that people are
That'd be
just
really
fascinated
cool.
by that character and the complexity of him.
Mhm.
I think Archie would also be a good Darkling.
Archie
I-
would just be a
Sorry.
good villain in
I
general.
remember there were rumors that he was gonna be the one to play the Darkling.
I heard the rumor. Did anyone get that reference?
I understood that reference.
Okay. I love you, Rook.
So as the questions kept on piling up and as Freddie answered through some of them, something that actually caught my attention was if one of the co-hosts asked Freddie if he could live anywhere in the Grishaverse, where would it be? And I was expecting Ketterdam to be his answer, but he shocked us all and he said Novi Zem, where Jesper is from, and he said because of the sunshine. And I'm here thinking like, is Freddie here hinting like Kaz Brecker farm boy era? Is he hinting? Is he hinting that?
No, I genuinely believe he belongs in Ketterdam.
I do think that we are not separating the actor from the character right now. I think Freddie would love to be in the sunshiny farmer place, but Kaz would not.
Didn't Freddie say he wanted to be a sun summoner? Like I remember like that there was like an
he did,
interview where like he was
yeah.
asked like if he wanted like he had to choose between like summoning dog or summoning the sun. He said sun summoner. So yeah, I could totally see it. Also, Freddie's just like a sunshine kind of person. So yeah,
Freddie
I
and
could see it.
Freddie and Kaz are very different people. in my
I am second you on this one. He literally is the ray of sunshine, as you are, as everyone else is. But I can also picture him on West Ravka.
Oh yes. Oh yes, I can see that too. So besides Freddie, we know Kit is doing a new project for Netflix called The School for Good and Evil, I believe. Have any of you read the book yet? And if not, do you plan on reading it?
So it's the School for Good and Evil. I used to read these books in like elementary school. I'm currently rereading the first one just because I wanted to be ready for the movie when it does come out. I'm very excited. I'm really happy with his casting.
Mhm.
The casting of one of the main guys, his name is slipping me right now. What is it?
I'm not usually. I didn't mean to read the books. I'm not gonna be much help, but
I don't remember. But like I'm not as happy with that one because he's very different from what I pictured. What is his name? I can't remember. But yeah, I'm very happy with Kit's casting and I'm really excited for this project to happen.
Since we have so many of the Shadow and Bone stars like Freddie, Kit, landing all these projects, what project do you want to see Amita in?
Tangled live action.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Pride and
Her in a
Prejudice.
new retelling of Pride and Prejudice. I think she'd be amazing in that.
I wanted to see her in a period drama. I think she would be amazing in that.
She was in an episode of my favorite show, personally, Doctor Who, and
I love it.
it was a period episode, I guess you could say. It took place during the partition of India, and she played one of the main characters' grandmothers, but like young, and she was getting married to someone who was from the other side of the country that once was cold, but then it was broken. And she did really well in that episode. And it's one of my favorites. And yeah, she does really well in period pieces, I think.
So if Shadow and Bone could do a crossover with any show, what show would you want to see? For me, it's Peaky Blinders because it has to do with gangs, heists, action, and I really would love to see that. And
Oh my
Freddie
God.
mentioned today was Olympic on Netflix. I just released.
If I had to pick one, I'd say Umbrella Academy. Just because I think like the powers and all that and that kind of like dynamic would be really interesting to see. Also, because I want to see like the banter between like Fives and like Kaz Greco. If we get like Nikolai next season, the banter between Fives and Nikolai, that'd be funny.
Oh
I
my
would really-
god.
Free reign. Yes, free reign.
Yeah, of that.
Your show.
Free reign.
Pin and Kaz just looking at each other like Spider-Man meme.
I love that.
Klaus and Jesper. Oh my god, wait.
Klaus and Jesper. Oh my god.
Oh my
They'd be best friends.
That'd be iconic.
god, that would be a moment.
Wait, and like Klaus stopping Jesper from gambling and Jesper stopping Klaus from drinking.
I feel like Jesper would be
Like,
so like intrigued
hello?
by like Ben. Like Jesper would just be so intrigued by the fact that like Klaus has this ghost
Mhm.
with him, which is like Ben. That'd be so cool. Yeah, I want to see that crossover. That'd be cool.
Miley, you genius. I can do this.
They could be each other's sponsors.
Yes.
What's the secret talent the crows would have? So Freddie's answer today was Kaz would be able to sew. You know, for whenever you get a wound or anything, because considering his brutal fights, you know how to stitch something up.
I think Jesper would be really good at juggling.
I was gonna say that. I was literally just thinking that right now. I was like, wait, Jesper and juggling, I can see it.
Because he does the thingy with the guns. I think that he could just pull out some oranges at a party and just go, woo.
I think that he would love to do like ribbon twirling, like ribbons. He would love that.
I think one of them would be really good at painting.
Inej. I was gonna say that.
Yes.
We keep having moments. No, I was literally thinking like 5 seconds ago, Inej would be good at painting. I can totally see it.
And one of them would be good at drawing.
Matthias would be into pottery, and Nina would be into I want to say shoeing, like really making clothes. I don't know. It just fits her.
I feel like on the download, Kaz would be a good writer. Inez, she would definitely know how to sew. I'm not sure if that's like disclosed on the series or anything like that. I think she'd be great. Yes, I agree. I think Matthias would be great at poetry. No, I feel like Nina is very artistic, so she would know how to like paint or draw. I think that'd be great. Jesper, I don't know why, but I feel like Jesper's great at archery for some reason. I feel like he would probably do that. And Wylan just can do everything basically. He's just like our little smart boy.
I think Wylan would like to knit.
Yes, I can see that.
And you know how I know that? Because he told me himself, and I also knit, so I think that he likes to knit too. That is truth. Canon.
Which Harry Potter house do you think the Shadow and Bone characters are in?
Slytherin.
Az is a Ravenclaw. I know people would think he's a Slytherin, but I think he's a Ravenclaw.
I'm with you on that. I'm definitely with you on that. I can see it.
The only
Yeah, he's too clever.
is Fedio and Jenya, and like I can picture the Darkling in both Gryffindor and Slytherin, but I'm not really sure. I'm just having a block. But Alina would for sure be on Ravenclaw. And who else am I missing? Most of the Grisha children would be, on Ravenclaw because they're really smart, like really smart.
I'm just gonna
But-
say Nikolai is definitely a Slytherin because
Yes.
he is very ambitious. I love
You're
him for it. I definitely see Nikolai as a Slytherin. If I had to do like a hybrid house, it's tough because he basically has like every house in him. But if I had to pick like hybrid house, I'd say Ravenclaw just because he is incredibly smart.
Probably a Gryffindor.
Yeah, Mel's definitely Gryffindor.
That was what I was gonna say. Like he's really stubborn and always sticks to the goal that he has, and like he protects his friends.
I think an Edge will be a Gryffindor because yeah, she's super brave and like how do I say this? I'm bilingual too. Like when she doesn't like to kill people because of her beliefs and her religion and stuff, but then when it comes to saving her friends, she just does it, like doesn't even hesitate or anything. So I think she'd be a Gryffindor.
Are you talking
think-
about that scene where like Freddy was not Freddy, oh my god, Kaz. Like Kaz was needed help and like she threw a knife and like boom. Are you talking about? Yeah, I agree.
I see Wylan as a Hufflepuff.
Yes, I see that too.
I think Wylan's a Ravenclaw.
I can see it. He's like incredibly smart.
Mhm.
What
Yeah,
about Wyland
that's
though? Would
sweet.
he be in the same house as Jesper? I don't think so.
Also, Wyland's a Virgo, and us Virgos, we are very much organizers, kind of like we like rely more on smarts more than anything. So yeah, I definitely agree. I think Wyland would be Virgo. I'm not Virgo, Ravenclaw.
What did you guys sort Jasper into? Hufflepuff?
Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw? I think
Ravenclaw, I think.
Hufflepuff.
I feel like Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw Jasper could go into. Yeah.
And for our last question, Ninth House basically leads a novel. It already got picked up, so they're working on a TV show. And Lee possibly hinted that there might be Six of Crows Part 3. So, would you want to see that happen, or would you want to leave it at where she left it?
I think Six of Crows 3 should be like less about the heist and more of like about the characters.
Yes.
I really want to see like where they are now after.
Development. We need
Yeah, but, like,
development.
We have Nina on King of Scars.
Yeah, it is nice to see Mina's story kind of continue on. I just kind of hope that maybe like they come back together or something. Or yeah, I mean, exactly like what Nell said, I think they should focus more on the characters, their relationship, stuff like that. Like, I mean, they could even do it when Nina's doing her own thing. It doesn't have to be all the crows in there kind of deal. Or it can be like separate here and there, and then maybe in the end they come all together or something like that.
So basically, recently Elite did some stories about the relationship of certain character, which was a spin-off to the series. It wasn't in the same, category. So I would like to see them do like Netflix stories like Cash and Inez, like the Darkling and Alina and Mal, or something like that, because it would really be like 15 minutes of each character, and it would be really helping us to understand them better.
But then again, you like the whole thing isn't just about their relationships.
I don't really want to see the relationship, mostly their character development, like how they behave.
I think it'd be interesting if they did what they do in the books and have like episodes in the perspective of each character.
Just like kind of the books. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Like from like one would be from Kaz's perspective and like showing how he sees things, and then the next one would be from like Jasper or something. I think that'd be very interesting to see.
That concludes episode 8. Thank you for tuning in today. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at The Crows Corner and on Twitter at Crows Corner. Once again, I'm your host, Char. No mourners.
No
No
heroes.